Coming up, the logical fallacy of the sealed for life transmission. What does sealed for life actually mean? And should you change the oil anyway? Full details next. I'm John Cadogan from AutoExpert.com.au, the place where Australian new car buyers save thousands off their brand new cars. Yes. Hit me up on the website. Like that. Sealed for life transmissions, okay? They've got to be bullshit. They are, at best, a self-fulfilling prophecy and, at worst, an extremely cynical way for a car maker to engineer in some epic, deal-breaking major failures, which really need not occur that early. I have a 2012 Subaru with CVT, and whilst it has been flawless, Subaru do not give a service interval for the transmission. They essentially say it's lifetime. This concerns me as they don't state what lifetime should be. What are your thoughts on the lack of service interval with the Subaru's CVT? Okay, so Alan is speaking specifically about the Subaru CVT, but I don't consider that to be some kind of special case. In this report, I'm essentially calling bullshit on all sealed for life transmissions. They can be autos or CVTs or DCTs, whatever. If it's got gears down there or a belt, whatever, sealing a transmission for life is bullshit. CVT oil, of course, does a vastly different job than the oil in an auto transmission or a DCT like that. I mean, all oil in all transmissions is designed basically to stop the precision metal parts from touching one another and rubbing, because that always ends badly. And they do this because the oil film becomes very tough when those parts squeeze it out really thin. It's also sometimes a heat transfer medium, so there's that as well. But in a CVT, the oil carries the additional onerous burden of directly transferring the drive from the input shaft to the output shaft by carrying that drive as shear stress in the thin film that keeps the belt between the two shafts actually off the variable pulleys. A lot of heat gets generated doing that, I'm tipping, although I've never measured it. In all transmissions, though, this sealed for life mentality is simply disingenuous car maker bullshit. If you ask them in the car industry, them out there, what life actually means, as in what is the proposed life of that fine transmission, my good man, they just kind of stare blankly at the floor for a few seconds and then they retort, well, it's as long as it lasts. Which is meaningless, I'd suggest, because if the oil wears out and becomes ineffective and kills the transmission earlier than it otherwise might have, had you changed it, then there's your friggin' self-fulfilling prophecy. It has lasted the life of the friggin' transmission. It was sealed for life, but that's hardly a win for the good guys. I think you'd agree. For a car maker, it's probably good enough for the transmission to last the length of the powertrain warranty or something, at least in those big overseas markets where they sell hundreds and hundreds of thousands to millions of vehicles. So that would be like up to 5 years or 160,000 kilometres, which is 100,000 miles-ish, broadly. But you'd probably want your transmission to go a fair bit longer than that, if at all possible, especially given the cost of a rebuild or a replacement versus the value of the car at that point in time. So here's the thing, okay? Sealed doesn't actually mean sealed, like hermetically sealed, unable to get into. It just means there's no service interval. Sometimes it means there's no dipstick, and maybe it means there's no drain plug. And maybe there's a lot of complexity if you actually do want to get in there and change the fluid in that allegedly sealed transmission. This is like procedural complexity, okay? You might easily need to go out and get yourself a scan tool to do the job, and you might need to follow some convoluted fluid replacement operational protocol, shifting the transmission to reverse for this many seconds and then in drive for this many seconds and rev it up to 2,500 revs for this many seconds or something and take away the friggin' number you first thought of. So maybe it's just not a backyard job in one of those advanced modern transmissions. At least if it is and you think you can do it, you'd want to get the recipe right. Shitsville tends to be rather a hot place too, like just out there, just outside the Fat Cave, it's going to be like 40 degrees here today, degrees C, yes, which is over 100, in F, and 1,000,000,000% humidity, so that should be quite uplifting, I think you'd agree. And although synthetic fluids, lubricating fluids in transmissions, they're quite durable, they are broken down by heat, okay? This is the point I'm trying to make. And the hotter the transmission gets, the more accelerated and the more severe the degradation of that fluid becomes. So if you're doing hot operation routinely, it's not going to last as long as if you are operating that transmission in a relatively temperate place. So look, if you buy a new car every 3 to 5 years and you're kind of an average driver in an average place, transmission fluid changes are simply not going to be a factor in the landscape of your vehicle servicing, right? But if you buy a used car or if you buy a new car with the plan to own it for years upon years upon years and maybe bequeath it to your grandchildren, you are going to want to change that transmission fluid, even if it is a quote-unquote sealed freaking transmission. Even if there's no transmission service schedule with your car officially, I really think 100,000 Ks, which is 60,000 miles-ish, that's a rational interval given the durability of modern synthetic fluids. But, if you do a lot of heavy towing, you might want to do it every 60,000 Ks. And likewise, if you operate that vehicle at high speed in hot places, you might want to shorten the interval, right? Because the fluid is cheap and the rebuilds really are not. It's pretty important to get the particular grade of oil absolutely right too, I'd suggest, because we're talking microns in the tolerance domain. The metallurgy down there, it has to be separated by the absolute Goldilocks lubricating film thickness in a modern transmission. You wouldn't want to get that oil spec wrong. For average drivers in Australia, 100,000 Ks is about 6 or 7 years of average driving, and yeah, it is an additional servicing expense if you do this, but if it saves you, I think, a 4 or even 5-figure replacement bill, it's probably going to be well worth it.